this is very important. You know, we set the tone for peace. We set the tone for faith. We set the tone for discipline. I remember my dad, the culture that he wanted to build was a culture of prayer in our family. You know, every morning when we were in school, every morning we did prayer and devotions. That was the culture that we set. So every morning we woke up before we went to school, we read a scripture, we talked about the scripture, and we prayed as a family. Another culture that my dad, well, both of my parents set was for us to always eat together as a family. And as subtle or as trivial as that may be for some people, I think it's important. I think it's important for fathers and parents to set time aside to where you're coming together as a family and you're having a meal, right? And you're having a meal with no distractions. So no TVs, no phones. It's a meal where you're sitting around a table and you're actually conversing about either your day, what's going on in your life, your interests, what are you, like just making the table a place of community. So that's a culture that my dad built, and that's a culture that I intend to continue because, first of all, the prayer and devotions, it really laid a foundation for me spiritually, right, with my faith. And it's something that I never forgot, even though I may not have liked it. Like, there's full transparency. Early in the morning, you don't necessarily want to sit around and read the Bible or pray, especially being in elementary and junior high school or whatnot, because at that time, you don't see at least me, let me not generalize, I didn't see, the importance of it. But I appreciate the fact that my parents forced me to, basically, and it was something that I needed development and rearing in. And I'm happy that it happened because now it has set the tone for my spiritual life and how I wake up and go about my day on a daily basis. And that's the exact type of culture I want to instill in my family, right? I want to have a family that is prayerful, that is strong in our faith. And we don't make any decisions until we seek guidance from our spiritual father. And as far as doing things together as a family, I think that's pretty consistent with how I grew up. So just setting the culture for the home, setting the culture for the family is one of the roles that fathers play.